Under Chapter 52 of the Code of Alabama 1975 as amended, the purpose of this board is to hear and decide appeals where it is alleged there is error in any order, requirement, decision, or determination made by an administrative official in the enforcement of the zoning ordinance. To hear and decide special exceptions to the terms of the zoning ordinance upon which such board is required to pass under the ordinance, and to authorize upon appeal in specific cases such variance from the terms of the zoning ordinance as will not be contrary to the public interest, where owing to special conditions a literal enforcement of the provisions of the zoning ordinance will result in unnecessary hardship, and so that the spirit of the zoning ordinance shall be observed and substantial justice done. The concurring vote of at least 4 members of the board shall be necessary to reverse any order, requirement, decision, or determination of any administrative official, or to decide in favor of the applicant on any matter upon which it is required to pass under the zoning ordinance. Members may make and second motions, but they are not required to vote in favor of their motion or second. No member shall take part in the hearing or decision of any case in which he shall be personally or financially interested. Any party aggrieved by the final judgment or decision of the Board of Zoning Adjustment may within 15 days thereafter appeal therefrom to the Circuit Court by filing with the Board a written notice of appeal specifying the judgment or decision from which the appeal is taken. Has the Board had an opportunity to read the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I move, so moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion carried. All right, to my far left, we have Mr. Will Bradford. And then to his right, we have Mr. Tom Talley. Then to my immediate left, we have Mr. Ted Crona, and I'm Claire Porterville. And then to my far right, we have Ms. Debbie Mathis. All right, and that takes care of roll call. All right, on our agenda tonight, we have only one case, case number 1320. Applicant is seeking a variance to construct a single-family dwelling on property located at 19 Kennedy Circle. The property is zoned R1, low-density residential district. Chase Brown, property owner. Is Mr. Brown here?
I'm here. I'm Nick Johnson.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to step up to the podium? All right. Can you explain why this variance is needed?
It is a corner lot, and it's peculiar in the way of trying to fit a home, you know, to maintain 2,000 square feet and above, and then with a 2-car, well, actually 3-car garage. And then it really subjects itself to angle on a 45-degree angle, and so that's where we were. As a point, I came to Josh and working with him. I'm the custom home builder working with him to seek the variance to be able to place it on the lot, you know, appropriately to enhance it and so forth.
What square, can we ask questions? What square footage house are you putting on this lot?
It's right at, in total, it has a bonus room, a second story. It's actually considered a second story. It has 3,200 square feet total.
3,200?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that include, is that what's under roof, including your garage area?
No, with the garage, it would be close to 4,000 with a 3-car garage. And
With a
porches.
3-car garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Are these properties, Josh, supposed to be staked out prior to applying for a variance as far as the
survey?
Well, I see on the survey it's been surveyed, but on the lot, I know a lot of times the builders will mark where the corners are and stake out the foundation prior to a variance.
It's not required.
It's not required.
Yeah. I
And
know.
it has not been staked out at all. Yeah, it's not staked, your foundation is not staked.
No, no.
Can we make that a requirement on the next one?
Well, we'd have to probably ask the city council to act as far as putting in the zoning to make
Okay.
a requirement on that.
To stake it out so
Yeah.
that the board can see where those
Right.
corners would be, okay?
Here's a little bit larger plan, it'd be easier for you to look at.
No, I was
You're fine with
just
that?
saying as far as a visual, a lot of times staking it out is a better visual than
Right.
just looking at a plot plan.
Just a note on these houses, I think the rest of them that's building there, all have received a variance because these lots are so tight.
What
I
is
think there's
the,
three.
what is the average variance in that area?
I think it's, I have to go back and look, probably 5 feet or so, something like that.
Okay, and this one is asking for,
Looks like about close to 10 feet, is that right?
10 feet, yes.
Something like that.
About 10 feet.
I personally previewed the property today, and I feel like it's really too close to the property. You're looking at a three-car garage with that kind of square footage. Have you all considered purchasing a larger lot or a second lot that this would more appropriately fit on the lot?
Well, no, I guess this is a lot that they own, you know, they've owned for a while.
Have they considered a smaller home that would fit?
Well, I think what they're concerned in relationship with the new homes that have been built there, this kind of falls in accordance with them as far as rule, you know, so that's what they were.
Yeah, most of the homes over there are a two-car garage and not a three-car garage, and most of them are not that square footage.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just, on the back street, I just noticed it goes down to a cul-de-sac and
Correct.
there's new homes built there.
Correct, there are new homes, but this is probably pushing the square footage in that area is the largest, and the three-car garage is, I think there might be one other home over there that has a three-car garage, but it's on a double lot.
I guess one of my concerns on the corner lot, the front setback, the integrity of the front setback is important. The visual, safety of cars making that turn there.
I agree, and it's not really facing either street, it is catty-cornered how they would have it in there, so, you know, as far as even visual, I think it's kind of an overbuild for there, that's why I was wondering about that second lot. If they would consider purchasing a second lot and they'd have plenty of room, you know, either that or downsizing that house.
I guess I'm not quite following the visual, the curve, obstructing vision, or?
No, I'm just talking about it being, you know, when we've got the setbacks there for a reason, and they have got given, like Josh has said, maybe a little bit of a setback, but for that much of a setback, I think.
Well, it actually meets all the setbacks in
Except
the
for
rear,
front.
the sides,
Correct.
and actually the front, except for, you know,
Correct.
in one position, one place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm concerned about the front setback more than I am the rear.
What, you might be asking what the concern is?
Well, like I said, it's a visual appearance from the road, the curve, you know, the aspects of people driving by, and making sure that they're able to see around that corner, you know, very well.
Not only
And
that,
that's
it's
the integrity,
overbuilt,
the integrity.
See around the corner, it's a curve, where they're driving around,
Yeah.
the house wouldn't obscure, meaning, I guess that's what I'm not following.
I think
There might be a kid playing, and like I said, I'm a little oversensitive about safety issues, specifically visual. And I think the integrity of the front setback is more important than the rear. Now, I don't know if you've considered, you know, readjusting it and looking at moving it a little deeper into the lot.
I personally am in objection to that, close to the road in that subdivision, you know, with the setbacks the way they are. That's my personal opinion.
Were most of them 5 feet, is that what you said?
I'd have to go look, but I know all of them, there's 3 houses around them, and they all had to get variances.
4 or 5 foot
I'd have to go look, but one thing to note, this is a dead-end street. You know, this will be the last house on that, well, there's one past it, isn't there, Nick?
There's property that joins that Larry Myrick had intended for it to continue, so we can't discount the fact that currently it's a dead end, because it may not be in the future.
We're neighbors in that neighborhood. Are we allowed to talk about the
Yes.
order? We just heard about this afternoon, and I drove over myself and looked. And one of my concerns is the aesthetic of this really large 3-car garage that just kind of sticks out as you would approach it. I'm on the street where there'd be one house behind this one, and I'm across the street from it. And all of our garages are side entry garages that are tucked in on the inside. You don't see them at all until you're up in our driveway, turning into them or far in. Where it seems like aesthetically this one would protrude, but also I think your objection of, can you see around that corner well? If there were a child riding a bike, my children are out in the street, we have other children, the ones directly behind it, and all around there's children that are out there playing. If they were around that corner and someone were driving around, could there be an obstruction? And I know that for the neighbor that butts up to this, they had looked into building a privacy fence, but because of that concern, they were restricted on the type of privacy fence being something that could be seen through. And certainly a garage is not something that can be seen through. And yet this would be as closer to that setback, from my understanding, as they were restricted from building with a privacy fence that would be, you know, a solid wall. So it seems to be inconsistent with what's been allowed by others in the neighborhood who had sought to build there on that corner.
I mean, could a solution for the setback problem be to turn the structure where it meets the setback there, where it's not so sharp, if that makes sense?
So that it's
Either that
not
or put it further back in the lot.
there's not much distance. They're very far back on those back setback lines as well. It seems to me that it's a large house for one of the smallest and an irregular lot in the neighborhood, so that's made it kind of tricky to put this much square footage on that limited space.
And most of the ones on the curves usually will face one.
Right.
Exactly.
So if it were to turn towards the approaching street, then it would line up more perpendicularly with the house that it's next to and not have that big wall of garage there that sticks out so far past the setback line. Or flipping it, even having the garage on the other side. Oh, are there any?
Okay, so you're saying, based on the composition layout of this, if you turn it more to the east,
Yes, to the right, yeah.
to the right, to the east,
Yeah.
I think that would work better.
It would give them less driveway space. I imagine that's why they drew it this way, but it would keep the house from sticking out past that setback line, it seems like. Our house, I thought, had the largest garage in the neighborhood. Is it size 3 Ours is a 2-car garage with some extra space in it, so it's an oversized 2-car garage. But I don't know of any garages in the neighborhood that actually have 3 full bays that can be entered.
I think you're right.
We're
I
excited.
think you've got a email up there from People's Independent Bank supporting the variance.
From who?
People's
People's Independent Bank supporting the variance.
I'm sure that's, People's Independent, yeah, who owns the property that was recollected. They own the property.
And we are excited to have someone building. It's been a foreclosed lot that's not been maintained. So we're welcoming the neighbors. I don't want it to sound like we're unwelcoming and not excited to have new neighbors come and build. We just know that a unkept lot can be fixed in a day, where a house, once you build it, is there permanently and it can't be moved. So we just want to be cautious that what's built is not obstructive or intrusive in the neighborhood.
I don't, you know, you're talking about rotating it to the east, actually, and it causes, I develop subdivisions. And in my protective covenants, on all my corner lots, I require that they're on a 45-degree angle, just because of the architectural values, and that's very critical to me, to maintain. And the house would actually increase your real estate values, having it built in the subdivision. And of course, any homeowner, I would think that's what you would want, is your real estate values to continue to come up. So that's actually what this couple would be doing. I don't quite understand the vision, because there's another 10 feet or so on out, so even to the way the car would be coming, another 25, so there's over close to 60 feet between the end of the house, the corner of the house, to where a car would even be moving. And I would think in a 60-foot opening, you could easily see there wouldn't be any obstruction. I don't perceive that. I don't see that. That's not possible. The only way a person would hit a child would be if they were on their cell phone and speeding or not paying attention.
Well, yeah, but you don't know what a child's gonna do. Are you telling me?
Well, that's regardless of just driving through any of the subdivisions. You know, what a
Yeah,
child's
we
gonna do on a bike.
have to plan for things like that.
Well, I understand something that, but I don't see this. There's not a visual problem. You might put speed bumps or signs up that say, drive slow, watch for children. That's what I do, you know, that's because I do like to check, you know, do as much protection as I can. And with the circle drive and it angled onto the angle, it enhances greatly that area. Especially the architecture of the house too that they're gonna build.
Since your approach, you would see the garage, it seems like it's kind of limiting the architectural value of the house being faced more towards that back street.
Oh, no, it's, I mean,
I think he's more, I mean, in looking at it, the way I'm looking at it, that, and what she's, I think, talking about is that everybody else will be looking at the garage.
Yeah, I think the garage is the problem.
So as far as increasing the property value, it brings people in there, but if you put an oversize and not considering the setbacks and oversize something, then it doesn't have value. I'm in objection to the variance for the setback.
so there is a precedent set that, Josh, that there has been variances granted throughout the subdivision.
Correct, 5 feet.
Every one of them 5 feet.
We don't know, I have to go
We
with
don't know.
And this is a probably individual.
So you're not sure if it's 5 feet,
This is.
but there has been variances. granted.
Correct. But this
And you
is
have set a precedence of that.
5 feet. You know.
Do you have that
regard-
record you could show me tonight?
Well, that's what he has said.
Because you're not sure that it was,
I'm not sure it's 5 feet, I have to go look.
Regardless, it's an
let it be
individual
recorded,
case.
then you're not sure that it's.
Regardless,
Yeah,
it's an
I can
individual
find it
case.
pretty quick.
I think some modifications are gonna have to be made. I'm not in favor of breakdown itself.
What modifications would you suggest?
I mean, yeah, I think that, I agree with the neighbors. I think that garage is sticking out. I think you know, I think you can make some small adjustments to help that situation out a good bit.
What might you
I
suggest?
mean, you know, I'm just looking at, you know, rotating it slightly, moving it more to the west a little bit. I think you've got some room in there to get it down to where it's, you're really talking about a corner of a garage. And your unwillingness to even consider any modifications at this point.
And it could be reduced to a 2-car garage and certainly meet the setback.
So if it was reduced to a 2-car garage, it would be acceptable?
It would meet the setbacks.
Is it 3 full bays, or is it like?
But then you would accept the 45-degree angle, which would still view the garage, but as long as the garage went to a 2-car garage, you'd accept that.
I'm saying I'm in opposition as it sits right now.
Mr. Bradford, have a question?
Is it 3 full bays, or is it like 2 bays and a lawnmower garage?
2 bays and you know, it's a 2-car and a single.
Could I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, sir.
We've heard all the objections. Is there any adjustments that you can make that would satisfy, that you can see?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I'm a little confused because it was reduce it to a 2-car garage to bring it within the setback, which I could, but it would still be on a 45-degree angle. Then there was objection of, see the garage door, and then there was the objection of a vision problem, which I definitely don't see, so
Yeah, but if you.
I guess I just need some clarification, you know.
If you bring it down to a 2-car garage from what she is saying over there, then you take away that vision problem, don't you?
So there's not a vision problem now with the 3-car. I mean, you're talking about 60 feet from the corner to the traffic of the automobile that comes through.
Well, I don't care how many garages you have, as long as you're meeting the setbacks.
Nick,
Not much.
you can always appeal to the circuit court. You got 15 days to make an appeal. You can do that route.
Yeah, I think the judge needs to decide this.
Maybe what we'll need to do then. I mean, like I say, I do this for a living, and I take it very seriously. So I wouldn't have submitted it for a variance if I had thought for a minute that there was anything that was unpractical for what I do as a living constantly every day. I've got 6 subdivisions right now that I see over. And I build $1.5 million homes here in Scottsboro. So believe me, I'm very, very aware of how important this if that's, I apologize, but I can't see, it's raising your real estate values. It's a mistake not to allow this couple to build this home with a 3-car
As a
garage.
realtor, I see concerns with driving.
You're a realtor?
I'm a realtor, and driving buyers in there who look at that and go, wow, that's really sticking out. That, you know, people build big garages, but right now there's a huge battle in the peninsula because of a neighbor who built a really big garage, and the rest of the neighbors aren't pleased with it. And it might add value to their home, but some of them feel like it's obstructive and large and undersized. So
What realty company do you work for? Do you mind asking?
I don't think that's relevant to this discussion.
Well, I feel like I've successfully submitted my, I'm sorry we see it differently, but, I guess that's what I'll have to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.